You're listening to Beyond the Gates T, the podcast.
Welcome to a special edition of Beyond the Gates T, the podcast. I'm your host, Cornelius, and that was our dearly departed Ben Gavin, aka Derek, opening up the show. As you know by now, he was shot and killed as part of the Plasma Ring storyline. I talked to him just a day after that episode aired, and here's that conversation.
How does it feel? Like seeing all the love that your character has gotten over the last day, and then knowing this was about to happen, because you haven't filmed for what, the last 2-3 months?
Yeah, I mean, it's been since early January since we filmed that scene. So yeah, it's been kind of, a slow burn getting ready for the response. And I'm incredibly moved, honestly. People have really, I feel like, came around on Derek, and in the early part, he was kind of a tough watch sometimes, and I understand that. And I feel like he kind of got a bit of a backbone, which was important for him. And it's just, I mean, feeling the love from fans, from my castmates, from everybody I worked with, it feels great. It feels great. I'm just honored to be part of it, to have this kind of impact on the soap world and be able to touch so many people. I mean, that's why we do this. I mean, whether it's, love, hate, or in between, we want to strike that feeling with viewers and help forget about things that are going on in their own life. I mean, that's why we do it. At least that's why I do it. So this has been it's been really touching. I knew there was going to be something like this, but it's gone a little bit more than I expected. And it's funny because there was a lot of times where I noticed people did not want me around on the show. And I'm like, that's fine, that's fair. But now it's like, I've seen some people saying like, I didn't care for his character, but now I'm mourning him.
You don't know what you got till it's gone.
That's it. That's the lesson there, Yeah.
You called it a badge of honor to be a part of this show. Expand on that.
Man, I mean, this is a historic show that showing a predominantly Black family in a wealthy environment in soap opera world, it hadn't been done, and it was like, I feel like a missed opportunity throughout the years of the soap opera world, and it getting done in the capacity that it has been, I mean, in the beginning, before it ever released, we were like, okay, well, we'll see what happens. Right. And it's just like, no, they came out the gate swinging and they were hitting hard, and they've been finding ways to continue to hit hard. And that, I think, shows just the level of professionalism that they have on board in creating this. I mean, Michelle Vangine is a hero, you know what I mean, from what she's done, and Sheila and Julie, and it's just, I mean, it's an incredible show. Like, everyone from any background can watch it and support it, and so being a part of it, even if it was, supporting the main storyline, that is a badge of honor for me. I mean, and this is, I mean, this show's not going anywhere. So it'll be something that I'll be a part of forever, and that's super cool.
Who knows? Maybe Ashley will have a baby and name it after you. Who knows?
Oh man, there it is. That's good.
So talk to me about whenever you found out Derek was going to die. Like, where were you? Did you just get a script? Did they say, hey, come in for a meeting or hop on a Zoom meeting with us? We want to talk to you about what's going to happen. When did you know you were going to be the Plasma Ring storyline's victim?
So it was just one day after working. I had finished, I think, scenes where I was shooting with Amber, and we're kind of doing things about the clinic. And then it was when I told I say Jordy, I told Grayson no, dude, you can't volunteer. And then Ashley comes and gives me a bunch of hell for not taking him on as a volunteer. And I was like, oh, those are great scenes. And then it was just kind of like, hey, um, go meet with Julie. And I was like, okay. I didn't know. I was like, well, what now? and and Julie's so sweet because she cares so much about everyone, not just the act. I mean, everyone involved, and you can feel it just by when you talk to her. But she's the one who has to deliver news like that. And so I was in her office, and she's like, I got some story updates for you. And I'm like, oh, okay, okay. And then I'm like, wait a minute. They don't bring me in for story updates. They just send me scripts. So she gave me the lowdown about how it was going to go down. And I was like, she was slow walking me through it. And I'm kind of like, does Derek die? And she's like, yes. And I was like, it was, I mean, it was a blow for sure. For a lot of reasons professionally, but mostly the emotional attachment that I've had to the people. Um, the everyday Wayne who would do my hair and beard every day, Stevie who would do my makeup, and just and reading lines with Jen or Ernestine or Jabri or whoever it is, like those, that everyday kind of experience that we became family with those with everyone, and it was a lot to process, but she made it clear, like, this is something that happens in the soap world, and it has to be someone that people care about for it to have an impact. If they just did, it was a one-off character, or a character that came in shortly and people didn't like, or what I mean. But I mean, people truly had a full range of emotion experience with Derek. They went from just being like, okay, these two not doing it for me, then like, wait, Derek's really come around. Look at him telling Leslie to back off, and then to his curiosity, his constant need to put his hands in things, and try to control outcomes of things, was his demise. And I felt like that was fitting. At him always wanting to help others, and you thought, is it going to be not fighting fires or not doing anything clinic related, but he saved his best friend. He went with an intention to protect Ashley, and ended with the execution of protecting his best friend Jacob. And I feel like that Derek would be proud of that.
Dying a hero. You said a lot in there, and you touched on how it's a little bit different with this acting gig than it is with others, because other acting gigs you're filming for 3 or 4 days, then you don't see the project for a year.
Yeah.
But with this, I'm sure there were some weeks and days where you were there every single day for 8 to 10 hours with the same people. So whenever you say it's like a family, like, it really is like a family. Like, you see these people every single day, and they become a part of your life for, I mean, you were there for what, a year and a half? I mean, you guys.
Yeah. I mean, about a year.
I can see how jarring it would be and how emotional it is to say, no, this isn't just like you're losing a job. Like,
right.
You're not going to see your family for, on the days that you would normally see them,
Yeah. And it's been great because I haven't lost touch with anybody on the show, which has been great. Because that makes, you have those things where you feel like it's family, and then it goes away, and they're kind of like, okay, everyone kind of moves on with what's in front of them. But it hasn't been like that at all, and it warms my heart, because I feel like I did make an impact on everyone I worked with in a positive way. And that's all we can ask for in this life, is to just make a positive impact on the people that you share this time with. And I feel like I did that, and everyone on that show did that for me, for sure. Yeah, definitely different than you go away for 6 weeks to do a film, and you grow close to them, and then it's over and you all go about, and then you come together a year later for the premiere, and then that's it. But this is just like every day, and the show's coming out, and we're shooting stuff way up here, but then what's airing is here. And so we're all kind of living in this two timeline, and talking about what we're doing, and then talking about what we saw, and like, oh my gosh, and that was just, it was cool. I mean, like, I had never done soap operas before. and I didn't know what to expect really. I mean, I knew fast pace. I knew that. But just the time spent with your castmates and the crew and that, I mean, it's just that it's made, it was amazing. And I mean, it's not something I take for granted at all, just the experience in general.
You know, you talked about whenever Derek kind of turned the corner for everybody. I think it was seeing you with, or seeing your character with other people other than Ashley and Jacob and Naomi. But like, I remember the first time you and Shanice had a conversation, or Derek and Shanice had a conversation, even with Haley, it just felt like there's like something here. Like he has all this chemistry with people he's not like supposed to be close to, right? It just feels like
Yeah, I know.
these are supposed to be one-offs, but it just felt like there's something here. Like we want to keep him around. So I mean, I say really credits to you and Jen for really playing up how bad of a relationship that was. Like a relationship that looks good on paper, but like no, not together. You shouldn't be together.
Right.
And then whenever you separate, you realize we could be friends. And then both your characters really have like shined without each other.
I know. I agree. And even like the scenes when we come back together as friends have a little bit more something to it than when we were trying. I mean, if we could go back and do things differently, like who knows? But like Jen and I have incredible chemistry as friends. Like there was, and I don't know if necessarily that translated all the time in the beginning. And why that is, I don't, who knows? But yeah, there's definitely, I mean, the scenes with Ernestine, Shanice, those were definitely some of my favorite, just because Ernestine comes in, she'll make you choose something. You know what I mean? Like she'll make you make a choice. And I appreciated that, because I feel like sometimes I was lacking on making my co-star make a choice, which Ernestine is just such a pro, and so I mean everyone is, and so I feel like even coming around later in the season 2, when Jen and I would have scenes together, they were stronger because of what we'd gone through with maybe this failed relationship on story, but also kind of a failed relationship in the characters. You know what I mean? And I feel like there could have been more there, and I mean. And they're, it's soap opera, so you just never know. But yeah, I loved working with everybody. But I mean, if I have to go back, some of my favorite scenes was boxing with Leslie. Like those were my favorite. That's what, I would love to have had some more opportunities to do that and come around, because ultimately come around toward each other. Like there was an opportunity there, but I mean, Trisha's so funny. Like she's that same way. Like you got to make a choice when you're with her, because she's going to do something, and you just can't stand there and wait in the water. You know what I mean?
No, so, I've said this before, and Sean was like, "What do you mean? We all bring our A game." But yeah, Trisha, and I think it's because she does stage plays. Whenever it was first announced who the cast was, I was like going on YouTube, and she's like a stage play actress, right? So, I mean, you're an actor, so you know how this is. Whenever you're on stage, you have to emote, you have to be larger than life. And at least for me, for her on the soap opera, it's just like she walks into a room and boom, command attention. And it doesn't even, she can say one line and you are left feeling like, oh my gosh, or that Leslie, it just, so I can see how being in a scene with her would make you be like, I got to step the fuck up, because if I am not meeting her where she is, I'm going to look like an idiot out here.
Right. Exactly. I mean, she's, and you're right. There is that theater, like make this emotion reach the people in the back row of the audience. And that is something, but Trisha does it in such a way where she is giving the emotion to where someone in the back can see it, but she's doing it in a subtle, honest way that is right here intimately for the camera. And that's a skill unto itself. Like she has so much going on, but it's not presentative. You know what I mean? It's like, it's coming from a place of honesty of who that character is. And and what she wants, and it doesn't, it doesn't feel forced, like she's trying to give something. It's flowing through her. So she, hats off to her all the time. I'm always impressed, and every time we do a scene together, it was just like, okay, get ready to stand up and like be moving, because she's going to come at you, and that, as an actor, that's the best. That's when you drop in.
Well, I know some people will hear that, what you just said about her not emoting, her being subtle, and they will say you are a liar, because she is one of the more polarizing characters on the show. And I see in my comments like, she's too much. And I think she is just, she never did soap operas before this, but she's made for soap operas, because you get a reaction out of folks, and that's what keeps people watching day after day.
Art is subjective, man. Some people some people will like this, some people will hate this, some people will be in between, and they'll flip flop back and forth, and there's no right or wrong. So that's that's the beautiful thing about making TV, making art of any kind.
Yeah. So you talked about this family, and like how sometimes you see actors and you don't see them for a while, whatever. You and Alex were in something like 10 years ago. Like,
oh my gosh. So this
I saw that picture and I'm like, oh, that's sweet. So what was that project?
So that was called Christmas Camp. It was a Christmas movie, Hallmark, I believe. We were out in Kingston, New York, and he was just it was a bunch of people who would go out to this cabin for like a Christmas camp. Like they would have this like camp about Christmas, I believe. But Alex played one of the kids who was there with his mom, there with his dad. And he was, this was in 2018. So he must have been 12 or 13 or something like that. He was a kid, and he'd never done anything. And I just really liked him as a kid. Like I liked everybody on set, but he was talented. He was cool. He was funny. He was, I was, I was myself on set. But then years later, I find out that he's getting involved with Beyond the Gates, and everyone kind of keeps telling about how he mentioned how great I was to him on the set of Christmas Camp years ago, and how much he was like, how much he looked up to me. And I'm like, oh my God. I was like, so it was really cool to see him get involved on Beyond the Gates. I knew he lived in Atlanta, so he was already here, and he got on the show, and he's so good on it. He's a full grown man now though. So it's cool to see that kind of growth. And
full circle moment. What do you want people to know about Ben and what Ben is doing post Beyond the Gates?
Oh man, I feel like I got kind of put a little bit in a corner with Derek, because that's not necessarily the characters I thrive doing. He's a nice guy. I've been known to thrive a little bit more playing the not so nice guy. I have a movie out, Winterset, now, where I'm a crazy farm guy, which is fun to watch. You can see that on Amazon and Apple TVs. And I'm writing and producing with my wife, Danielle. We're writing and producing for Country Wayne on Facebook, which has been I got that through Ernestine. Ernestine brought me on as just an actor, and I started doing some skits with them while I was shooting Beyond the Gates, and it was really fun. And we kept doing it more and more. And then when Beyond the Gates ended, it was funny. It was like right when Beyond the Gates ended, they started asking me to do skits more and more and more. And then just about a month or so ago, Wayne himself called me and was like, hey, do you want to start writing and producing your own storyline? So that's been a blessing and a really fun opportunity for my wife and I to work together. And she's super talented, so it's been really fun. So we produce these skits. We call them skits, but they're 3-minute scenes that go vertically on your phone. And Country Wayne, I didn't know much about him before I started working with him, but learning about him, that guy is he's a super genius, and his ability to reach an audience is unmatched. Like his following is strong and committed, and same similar to like the soap opera followers. Like they are so committed and invested in these characters because it's daily. it's daily content to get people to, check out whatever they're going on. So that's something I've just loved doing, and having the opportunity to do that has been a genuine blessing. I'm going to be doing movies and TV and stuff like that coming out, and you'll be seeing more of me. That's for sure. Just I don't know where.
Well, we are looking forward to seeing you on our screens again. And yeah, like I feel like I saw you or Ernestine or someone post about Country Wayne, and he got a 1 billion views like on a skit, and it's like there is money to be made. Obviously, there's money to be made on Facebook, and you don't need a big studio to produce content that keeps people coming back daily for it. And it's awesome that through Beyond the Gates, you are now connected to such a huge platform.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was 1.4 billion views he got last month.
There you go.
And I was watching some guy talk about it, and it was like that, major companies would do anything to get that kind of traction on their page. And I mean, like I said, he's a super genius. He understands what people want to see and what gets them feeling. And I mean, this kind of content is something I have not really been a part of. So being able to, spread my wings that way. And it's a different style of acting for sure than doing a soap opera. But it's similar too, heavy conflict. That's what people want, and they want and a resolution at the end. So yeah. we try to give them what they want for sure.
Soapstone, we don't get a resolution that quickly on soap operas.
Oh, it's got to be a slow burn. They got Monday through Friday to fill.
Exactly. A lot of people always ask whenever I would do these live, like, if you could have been anyone else, or if your storyline could have been different, how would you have changed it? Who would you have been? Would you have wanted to date someone else?
It's funny. When I did the scene, right after I did the scene where I got caught standing up out of the wheelchair and had that whole like emotional breakdown with Ashley, she getting the ring back, and it was a lot of the people on the crew were like, "Oh, this is Derek's villain arc coming. He's gonna come back angry," and I'm like, "Man, I hope so." I wish there would have been a turn after just like losing everything. If he could have done a heel turn as just like the vengeance guy, that would have been fun for me. And I feel like would have had a lot of meat on the bone there. But I mean, honestly, I wish we could have seen this clinic through, and my relationship that we were forming with Leslie and with Eva. I felt like Eva and I became such a really good team. We supported each other. We kind of had a similar thing about our characters where, like maybe we were counted out for some sort of reason. And then we showed, no, we're more than what you originally thought of us. And I mean, Amber's such a brilliant actress. So those were just scenes that I love doing, and I would have obviously just wanted to keep doing them.
Yeah. Well, I can't thank you enough for hopping on here and talking with me. I feel like this is like an exit interview. Yeah, but I really appreciate you and the art you put out, what you brought to the role of Derek. And like you said, I saw your little video where you were sitting up on the stretcher crying. No, it was really sweet. It really was. But it just shows that this meant so much to you. And like I said earlier, you don't know what you got till it's gone. And yeah, I'm scrolling my comments now, and everyone's like, I liked him. I'm sad that he had to go. It's just
like, did you
right? We want short memories, but no, like, thank you for stepping into this arena, because soaps are hard. But I'll just level with you, being with a black audience, that's tough as well. Like, I don't know if you know, like the Apollo, but like the Gong Show, like we're a tough audience. And there were lots of times, you don't have to comment on this, but I will tell you, there were lots of times where I'm like, you all just don't like these people because they're white. So that's really what it boiled down to, I think. Now people will say, no, I didn't like the characters, but yeah, we are a tough audience. So to win us over like you did, in the latter half of your run is truly saying something.
Dang, Cornelius, thank you. I mean, this has just been great. Like, the audience through and through has been, even when they were harsh, I appreciate that. I come from an athletic background, and, criticism is something that you welcome. You want to take it and learn from it and grow and fight it. And it's not something I would shun myself from. So I appreciated the criticism early on, and I appreciated seeing the resolution there when the character started growing. So I learned so much from this experience. Like, I'm just grateful. I mean, and getting to talk to you about it here today after the episode airs is just another blessing for sure.
Well, we'll leave it at that. Ben Gavin, rest in peace, Derek. Thank you so much for talking with me and being willing to engage with all of us. Because at the end of the day, you could have just said, I'm not talking to anyone. I want to go write for Country Wayne and be done with this. But I'm glad.
Yeah, no, this was an experience that needs to be addressed, and I wanted to do it with you. So I appreciate you reaching out.
Thanks so much, Ben. I know you're going to be doing some big things. As you heard, Beyond the Gates has led him to taking part in the Country Wayne skits. And baby, they are making money over at Country Wayne. I need to get in on that. That's all I have for you today. However, stick around, because later this week, I've got an interview with Naja. She plays Samantha, and we talked about everything you all wanted to talk about, aka how old she is versus how old she's playing. She had a lot of good insights on that, and I really enjoyed that conversation. Okay, as always, I love you for listening.